In this video, I'm going to tell you about 5 things that you need to be aware of so you don't have plumbing problems during your Thanksgiving dinner. Number 1, a bad toilet. Now, think about this. Do you have a bad toilet that maybe people really shouldn't be using? Is this something that either the toilet continuously runs or it drains slow? Or, you know what, it's just not the toilet you want anybody using because something about it's not right. If so, think about this beforehand. I remember being at a Thanksgiving dinner one year and literally somebody goes upstairs to use the toilet. Now, I don't know why they didn't just use the one downstairs, but they went upstairs to be completely away from everybody else. Well, all of a sudden you hear the upstairs toilet flush right above the kitchen, and all of a sudden, this girl's grandmother starts yelling, No, don't flush that toilet. Once you hear it flush, it's a little too late to tell somebody not to flush it. Now, luckily that wasn't me. I was down by the kitchen eating, of course, but she knew she had a problem and she didn't fix it beforehand. This is something you may want to do to keep from having a problem. Sure enough, the ceiling got wet. It started dripping. They knew they had a problem, but they never used that toilet. Think about that. If you've got plumbing issues in advance and you know people are coming over to your house either to stay with you or just for the meal, and somebody may sneak upstairs to use a toilet that's away from everything else, now is a good time to get it taken care of, or even just lock the door so nobody goes in. Number 2, a garbage disposal. If your garbage disposal is so-so, but you're still going to use it during Thanksgiving, remember to let people know that are cleaning the kitchen, hey guys, look, make sure we dump all the food in the trash can first, not to just stuff it down the garbage disposal. Just a couple of years ago, I got called out to a house. The lady says, look, I don't know what's wrong. This side of the sink keeps backing up. Well, it was about a week after Thanksgiving. Well, they had family over, and one of the young men in the family wanted to make omelets for everybody. And the garbage disposal was literally filled up with eggshells. Not just the garbage disposal, the drain pipe coming out of it, but only on that side. So the other side worked fine, but it took a while once we got everything apart to get that all cleaned out. So here's my thing. When it comes time to clean the kitchen after the holiday meal, make sure you tell everybody, hey guys, please dump your plates in the trash can and don't just dump it all down the garbage disposal. Now, don't get me wrong, garbage disposals are good and they eat up a lot of stuff, but it's a whole lot easier on your plumbing system if you'll put it in the trash first. Number 3. What about a stopped up toilet? Do you have a toilet that you know you don't want anybody using because it overflows sometimes? Or maybe an entire bathroom that when you flush that toilet, it backs up in the shower or bathtub. When you take a shower or bath, it makes the toilet gurgle. There's a lot of different things. If you've got an area of your house you don't want people in, make sure you either make them aware of it or you find a way to shut and lock those doors. And I can't tell you how many times we get the call, oh my gosh, you know what? We just had people over and they didn't realize it. You know, they wanted to clean the bathroom and make it all look good. Maybe it's just a bathroom that you get used to not using, but you still want it to be clean and pretty. Other people are still liable to go in there and use the plumbing. That's what it's there for. So anyway, think about it, be careful, and make sure you either get things fixed first or isolate it so nobody can use that bathroom. Number 4, will your water heater handle everything you've got coming? And what I mean, if you've got extra people coming that are going to be taking showers, spending the night, things like that, is your water heater ready for this? Have you flushed it lately if it's in that time period? You don't want to just bring over a bunch of people and have everybody lined up to take showers and all of a sudden either your hot water heater quits working or there's just not enough hot water for everybody. Now, I'm not saying using it too much is going to make it quit working, but supply and demand. If there's a ton of supply and your water heater can't handle it, some people are going to be taking cold showers. Or worse than that, when it comes time to clean the dishes and run the dishwasher and do laundry, all those freaking extra people at the house, you're not going to have any hot water. So you may think about it. If it's now here before Thanksgiving and you can flush it to give it a little bit more capacity and make it a little more efficient, that may help take care of the problems. Now, the big one. Here's the one that, man, when we get this call on a holiday, we know there's problems. I've had people call me crying saying, look, I have an emergency and I need help. If your whole house is backed up, if your sewer is stopped up, that kind of ruins Thanksgiving dinner. So here's the call I got. Oh my gosh, Roger, can you please come over? We are actually in the kitchen cooking, getting ready for dinner, and our sewer's backed up. None of the toilets are working. It's overflowing into the showers and tubs and things like that. We're trying to cook. It's 7 o'clock at night. We have an emergency. Now, I got to tell you, I've got a big heart. Funny thing is, my wife and I were actually fixing to go eat with friends. And I told her, I said, baby, look, I've got to go take care of them. So I went over there, carried the sewer machine over, took care of the problem. And luckily, it was a blockage not far from the two-way cleanouts. So it was a pretty easy remedy. Now, it was so sweet because they asked me, Roger, would you please hang around for dinner? And as bad as I wanted to, I mean, I really did. I feel for my customers, especially when they have an emergency like that. So the neat thing about it was, I said, look, I can't, but I really do appreciate it. I've got to go home. My wife is waiting on me to have dinner. And the lady was literally like, oh my God, tell your wife thank you for letting us have you on a holiday. A lot of plumbing companies aren't like that, and a lot of plumbing companies don't do that. But the big thing is, I wanted to make sure my customers were able to have their Thanksgiving dinner. So if you've got problems with your drain now, or maybe your whole house is draining slow, every time you flush a toilet, you see it. Think about this. Take care of your problems before people come over. Let's review. Number one was a running toilet. Remember, make sure if it's running, remember, get online now, find the parts you need, rebuild it, make it stop. This is something you can probably do yourself. Number two, a garbage disposal. Remember, if it's time to replace, do it before you're going to put all the extra pressure on it. But also remember to tell people who are helping clean the kitchen, that's what the trash can's for. Number three, a stopped up toilet. Do you have a toilet that drains slow? That maybe you need to run a closet auger in? Maybe you need to make sure a plunger is real close to it. That can be a big problem, and you don't want to have that problem in the middle of a holiday celebration. Number four, the water heater. Is your water heater set and ready for the extra people coming over? Now remember, you've got a temperature adjustment on there. You may be able to turn it up just a little bit. If you've got a tankless and you hadn't flushed it in a while, is that something that needs to be done? And if you have a tank top water heater that's within the first 3 or 4 years old and it's never been flushed, this would be a great time to do it. Do it and get it done. And last but not least, the big one. If you've had problems with your main plumbing line coming out of your house, your drain, let me ask you this. If it stops up out in the yard, do you know about pulling the caps off the cleanouts so it can drain out into your yard, maybe your flower bed, instead of backing up into your entire house? Anyway, guys, first of all, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Second, I hope you pay attention here and you don't have any problems with your plumbing system this holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.